The Tragic Life of Princess Diana, Royalty or Revolution, a fairy tale or tragedy. A princess adored by millions, yet forever haunted by her own story. Who was Diana, really? Was she simply a member of a royal family or something much more powerful? Something revolutionary? Her life seemed destined for greatness. But beneath the glossy image, her struggles, heartbreak, and the world obsession with her were unraveling a force greater than anyone could anticipate. The tragic death that shocked the world. But was it simply fate, or was it a culmination of something far deeper? The fairy tale began Royalty or Revolution. Born Diana Frances Spencer on July 1st, 1961, Diana was a daughter of the British aristocracy, a shy, unassuming young woman who could never have predicted how the world would come to know her as a princess. But even then, her life was anything but typical for a royal. At 19, she captured the eye of Prince Charles. Was it love, or was she a pawn in a grand royal scheme? After all, Charles's heart had already belonged to another woman, and yet the world watched as Diana's life seemed to morph into a fairy tale. But the cracks were already forming beneath the surface. The wedding of the century, the world watched. But little did anyone know, the fairy tale was already faltering. Beneath the princess's smile, something darker was beginning to take shape. The cracks appear, the struggles begin. The fairy tale quickly became a nightmare. As Diana was thrust into the glaring spotlight, the pressure mounted. A marriage that seemed perfect was slowly suffocating her. Rumors, jealousy, and betrayal crept into the royal halls, and Diana's personal torment became a public spectacle. The marriage fell apart. The world watched as their every move became fodder for press. But even as the walls closed in, Diana began to discover something about herself, something that would change not just her life, but the entire monarchy. The rebellion, Diana's transformation. She wasn't just a princess. She was a force of nature. Diana didn't sit quietly by as a silent figure of the royal family. She defied expectations, creating a legacy that would break all the rules. Her work with AIDS patients, her compassion for the homeless, her efforts to ban landmines. She wasn't just royalty, she was a revolution. And then, the unthinkable happened. She did what no royal had ever done before. She broke the barrier. She touched the untouchable. A princess in the eyes of the world, embracing the most marginalized with warmth, love, and a touch of humanity. But it wasn't just her charitable work that marked a turning point. Diana's personal rebellion was beginning to show. She wasn't the docile, picture-perfect royal the public had been told to adore. She was raw, human, and willing to expose her vulnerability. Her personal struggles, her battles with bulimia and depression, these became the stories the world didn't want to see. The media stormed the price of fame. But the media, the insatiable monster that had once adored her, turned on her. The public obsession spiraled out of control. Cameras followed her every move, capturing her pain and her triumphs. What was once admiration turned into exploitation. Her life, once a fairy tale, had become a prison. The very fame that had once elevated her now suffocated her. The press had a grip on Diana that no royal title could release. It said that fame could be both a gift and a curse. For Diana, it was both. And the world, hungry for answers, watched her every step, every misstep. But none of them saw the toll it was taking. The divorce and the final act. The separation. The divorce. The world could no longer ignore the fractures in the royal family. But as Diana's marriage crumbled, she discovered something. A new version of herself, powerful and free, but vulnerable nonetheless. Diana became the mother we all dreamed of, devoted, loving, strong. But in a world where no one was allowed to be weak, not even a princess, Diana's story was far from over. Then, on a fateful night in Paris, everything came crashing down. The accident that would end her life. The tragedy that would haunt the world. Was it an accident? Or had the press, her fame, and the relentless pursuit of her destroyed what was left of her soul? The legacy, royalty or revolution. Diana's death shocked the world, but her legacy was just beginning to take shape. She left behind two young princes who would forever carry her spirit. But more than that, she left a legacy of change. A royal family, once impermeable, had been forced to adapt. Diana's compassion, her rebellion against tradition, and her tragic end would forever change the monarchy. Was Diana simply royalty, a princess in the grand tradition? Or was she a revolutionary, challenging everything we thought we knew about monarchy, fame, and power? She was both. A princess, yes, but one who redefined what it meant to be royal. Diana's legacy lives on not just in the monarchy, but in the hearts of millions who saw in her not just a royal figure, but a symbol of the power of change. The final question. Diana was many things: a princess, a rebel, a mother, and a global icon. But one thing is clear: her tragic life, her pain, and her revolutionary spirit will never be forgotten. As we look back on her life, we must ask ourselves, what do we remember her for? Was she just another royal in a golden cage? Or was she a revolutionary force that forever altered the monarchy and pop culture? Only time will tell. But Diana's legacy is forever, and the revolution she sparked may have only just begun. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this journey through Princess Diana's life and legacy, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Was she royalty or a revolutionary? Leave your comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you want more deep dives into the lives of history's most fascinating figures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Thanks for being part of our community. Until next time,